Dear students, today we are going to discuss some important terms that are useful in doing material balance. So, these terms are very much useful in dealing with mass transfer operations. So, first of all, we need to define mole fraction. As all of you know, mole fraction is nothing but number of moles of component divided by total number of moles in mixture or solution, anything. So, the liquid phase mole fraction is denoted by X, that means liquid phase mole fraction of component in liquid, and whereas Y denotes same mole fraction of component in gas or vapor. Now, we can also represent this solute in terms of mole ratios. So, these mole ratios can be denoted as capital X, capital Y. This is defined as number of moles of diffusing component divided by number of moles of non-diffusing component. That means how many moles of component A is being transferred per mole of non-diffusing component. So, what is meant by non-diffusing component? You know. So, non-diffusing component is nothing but the component which is not participating in the transfer. That means if you are having a gaseous mixture here, if you take example of absorption and you have gaseous mixture and now you have some solute component in the gaseous mixture that is to be removed through absorption, and this gaseous mixture is brought into contact with some solution or solvent. As we saw, that solvent can be pure solvent or recycled solvent. So, when this gaseous mixture is brought into contact with this solvent, then this solute particles are transferred or attracted towards this solvent, right. That means now if you see this blue color particles denote the solute or diffusing component, and this red color particles denotes non-diffusing component. That means these are not being transferred from one phase to another phase. That means they are just acting as a carrier. So, they are called, so that component denotes the non-diffusing component. So, you can say that solute is the diffusing component. That means this is the component which is being transferred from one phase to another phase, and another component you call it as carrier. That means they are just simply carrying the solute, they are not participating in the transfer. That is also known as non-diffusing component. So, diffusing component is the component which is being transferred from one phase to another phase, and non-diffusing component is the component which is not participating in the transfer. So, if you have binary mixture A and B, so you have the binary mixture which is containing component A and component B. Now, the mole fraction, if you want to calculate, then mole fraction of A equal to number of moles of A divided by number of moles of component A plus number of moles of component B. And similarly, Ya is equal to, so this is in a liquid phase, and Ya is equal to number of moles of A divided by number of moles of A plus number of moles of B in a gaseous phase. Similar definition, but in a gaseous phase. Now, if I want to write down the formula for capital XA, that means mole ratio of component A, then I need to, first of all I need to define which is the diffusing component and non-diffusing component. Now, if I assume that the component A is being the component which is transferred from gaseous phase to liquid phase, that means it is solute. That means A is the solute or diffusing component and B denotes non-diffusing component. Now, I want to write down the definition for mole ratio of component A. Now, I want to write down number of moles of A divided by number of moles of component B. Simply it is like a number of moles of A divided by number of moles of B. For binary mixture, you can simply write down like this, but if you want to write down a mixture containing multi-component mixture, if you want to write down the same definition, so how can you write down? So, this is, you can write down like this: XA is equal to number of moles of component A divided by total number of moles, total number of moles of mixture minus number of moles of component A. That means solute free moles. So, you can say that if you have a ternary mixture here, so if you have a ternary mixture containing A, B, C, now you can calculate the mole ratio of component A as like this: mole ratio of component A is equal to number of moles of component A. So, I write down like this, and total number of moles. So, I can write down another way, I can write down like this. So, number of moles of component A, Na, divided by total number of moles of mixture minus, that means solute free basis. So, that means in a total number of moles we are excluding the solute moles. So, these are, so if you remove the solute moles, so remaining all are non-diffusing. So, it denotes, so if for multi-component mixture you can calculate like this. So, XA is equal to like. So, what is the relation between XA and small xA and capital XA? That means mole ratio and mole fraction. So, you can derive a relation between mole ratio and mole fraction. So, what is the relation between? So, relation between mole ratio and mole fraction. So, we know that mole fraction is equal to number of moles divided by total number of moles, which this we know, right. So, mole ratio we already saw definition now. So, Na divided by Nt minus Na. Now, if I divide the denominator and numerator by Nt, so what do I get? So Na by Nt divided by Nt by Nt minus Na by Nt. So this Na by Nt denotes Xa, already we know that. So you can substitute that term by Xa. So Nt by Nt gives rise to 1 minus again Na by Nt small x. So the relation between mole fraction and mole ratio is like this. Xa mole ratio is equal to small xa divided by. So in this way, for a gaseous phase also you can write mole ratio of component A in a gaseous phase is equal to mole fraction of component A in a liquid phase divided by 1 minus mole fraction of component A in gaseous phase. So like this you can write. Similarly, if you want to express mole fractions in terms of mole ratios, you can write down. You can just rearrange the equation and you can get this equation. Xa by 1 plus capital Xa. That means mole fraction of component A is equal to mole ratio of component A divided by 1 plus mole ratio of component A in liquid phase. Similarly, mole fraction of component A in a gaseous phase is equal to mole ratio of component A in gaseous phase divided by 1 plus mole ratio of component A in gaseous phase. So you can express mole fraction in terms of mole ratios, or you can express mole ratios in terms of mole fractions. Now we will see the number of moles like G and L. Suppose if you have a column here, an absorber column, and you are sending your solvent from top and it absorbs the component and comes out from bottom. So if you are assuming the solvent or a liquid which is entering the column is denoted as L with the letter L. So now the mixture which is entering the column, the gaseous mixture which is entering the column is denoted as G and leaving the column here. Now how can we denote the streams? How can we name the streams? Now if I want to assume the G is the total number of moles of gaseous mixture. Or otherwise you can just say that sometimes it can also be denoted as molar flow rate also. So if it is denoted as moles, so the units are moles only, If it is denoted in terms of molar flow rate, then the units are moles per hour or time, minute or any time units. So G is the total number of moles in a gaseous mixture and L is the total number of moles in a liquid mixture. Now if you see, as the liquid flows down, so like this, as the liquid flows down and gas flows up, when this, if you see at any point in the column, so the solute transfer takes place because they come into contact and the solute transfer takes place from gaseous phase to liquid phase. That means the G number of moles in G keeps on decreasing as it flows from bottom to top, that because the solute is being absorbed by the liquid. So that as you go from bottom to top, the number of moles in a G decreases. But if you see liquid phase, as it flows from top to bottom, the number of moles in the liquid phase increases, because it is actually solute moles are being added up to the liquid. That means it is absorbing solute, that means it is extracting, there is an addition of extra moles, which is nothing but moles of solute from gaseous phase. That because of that, so that liquid phase moles continuously increases. So how can we determine so how many moles are increasing? So since it is a continuous process, we cannot determine exactly how many moles are increasing at any point. So as it moves, the liquid moles are increasing and gaseous moles are decreasing. Now if I want to do some material balance, so what are the terms I need to consider? Suppose if as we saw, X is the mole fraction and Y is the mole fraction, X is the mole fraction in liquid phase and Y is the mole fraction in gaseous phase, and capital X is the mole ratio in a liquid phase and Y is the mole ratio in gaseous phase. Now if I want, and I also know that G is the number of moles, total number of moles in a gaseous phase, and L is the total number of moles in a liquid phase. Suppose if I want to calculate the amount of solute in a liquid phase at any point, so you can simply multiply total number of moles in the liquid phase multiplied by mole fraction. Similarly, if I want to calculate the amount of solute present, so amount of solute present in present, right? So now you can calculate the amount of solute present in a gaseous phase is equal to total number of moles multiplied by mole fraction. Now what about if I want to use these mole ratios? What are the terms? So generally these terms are denoted as LS, GS. So this LS is nothing but the total number of moles which are non-diffusing. That means total moles of non-diffusing component in the mixture. And similarly GS is the moles of non-diffusing component in a gaseous mixture. That means we are excluding the solute moles from the total moles. Same concept. So LS, GS. So you can calculate now the amount of solute present in the mixture. You can calculate like this: LS multiplied by capital X. Similarly, here also if you want to calculate the amount of solute present in a gaseous mixture, GS multiplied by capital Y. So why? Because see, you just see X is the you can remember like this. So L is the number of moles of non-diffusing component, so LS into capital X definition you already know, number of moles of component A divided by non-diffusing moles. So this LS denotes the total number of moles minus, so you already know this like this, right? So this denotes LS. So this LS gets cancelled, you get the number of moles in component A. So similarly you in a gaseous phase. So finally, ultimately, if I want to conclude, so if I want to utilize, if you want to write down material balance in terms of mole fraction, you can utilize these terms. And if you want to write down material balance in terms of mole ratios, you can utilize these terms. And already we know that we have some relationships between mole fraction and mole ratios, as we saw. X is equal to capital X divided by 1 plus capital X. And if I want to write down mole ratio in terms of mole fraction, like this, you can write X minus 1 minus X, right? So similarly for gaseous phase also you can write down. And now if I want to relate GS and G, that means total number of moles and the number of moles of non-diffusing component. So if I want to relate GS and G, so you can write down like this: GS is equal to G by 1 plus 1. You can simply utilize this relationship and you can derive this equation. Similarly, if I want to write down, if I want to relate Ls and L, so you can write down like this. Okay. So this is a important relationship, so you need to remember in doing material balance.